Olivia de Havilland, a two-time Oscar winner, the gentle Melanie Hamilton from Gone with the Wind, and a Hollywood legend who lived to be 104. But while her incredible career and infamous feud with her sister Joan Fontaine are well known, what about her children? Born into Hollywood royalty, they navigated vastly different paths, one marked by quiet intellectual pursuits and a courageous health battle, the other by a transatlantic life blending Parisian elegance with a dedication to preserving her mother's monumental legacy. These are their stories. Number 2. Benjamin Briggs, Goodrich, born on September 27, 1949, in Los Angeles. His mom, Olivia de Havilland, was at the peak of her career, having just filmed The Heiress, for which she'd win her second Oscar. His father was Marcus Goodrich, an American novelist and screenwriter, 19 years Olivia's senior. Benjamin's early childhood was shaped by his parents' difficult marriage. Olivia and Marcus Goodrich divorced around 1952 or 1953. When Benjamin was very young, Olivia cited cruel treatment and grievous physical and mental suffering in the divorce suit, and Marcus Goodrich was described as an arch-male chauvinist, with controlling behavior toward her and their son. Olivia was granted sole custody of Benjamin. Seeking a fresh start, Olivia de Havilland moved to Paris, France in 1953, taking 3- or 4-year-old Benjamin with her. Paris became Olivia's lifelong home and the backdrop for much of Benjamin's upbringing. In her 1962 memoir, Every Frenchman Has One, Olivia affectionately wrote about keeping my eye on the apple of my eye, my 3-year-old son, Benjamin Briggs Goodrich, calling him the most active apple I have ever encountered. This move exposed Benjamin to a rich European culture from a very young age. For his higher education, Benjamin returned to the United States, graduating from the University of Texas. He chose a career path far from the Hollywood spotlight, working as a statistical analyst for Lockheed Aerospace, specifically Lockheed Missiles and Space Company, and later as an international banking representative for Texas Commerce Bank in Houston. This demonstrated a strong analytical mind and a desire for a professional identity separate from his parents' artistic fame. Tragically, Benjamin's adult life was profoundly marked by illness. At the age of 19, he was diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease, a type of lymphoma. He battled this disease courageously for over 2 decades. Despite these immense health challenges, he later returned to academia, working on his doctorate at the time of his death. His mother, Olivia, was a constant pillar of support throughout his illness, nursing him and her Paris home during his final years. Benjamin Briggs Goodrich passed away in Paris on October 1, 1991. Some sources cite late September, from heart disease brought on by the treatments for Hodgkin's. He was just 42 years old. His father, Marcus Goodrich, passed away only 3 weeks later. Benjamin's life, though largely private, was one of intellectual pursuit, professional achievement, and incredible fortitude in the face of chronic illness, all under the devoted care of his mother. Number 1. Giselle Galante Chulak. Born on July 16 or 18, 1956, her mother was Olivia de Havilland, and her father was Pierre Galante, a distinguished French journalist and executive editor for the influential magazine Paris Match. Giselle's upbringing was deeply Parisian in the family home in the fashionable 16th arrondissement. In a candid 1987 interview, Giselle revealed that during her early childhood, she felt her mother used to work a lot and travel a lot, and her earliest memories were mainly of nannies. However, a family crisis dramatically reshaped their dynamic. When Giselle was around 12, her older half-brother, Benjamin's Hodgkin's disease, necessitated that he live in an extremely sterile environment. To protect his compromised immune system, Giselle moved out of the family home into a nearby flat rented by her father. From age 12 to 18, Giselle became extremely close to her father, Pierre Galante. "He gave everything up for me," she recalled, preparing her meals and managing her daily life, essentially becoming her mother during those crucial years. Her relationship with Olivia became more distant during this time due to a lack of shared time. Olivia and Pierre Galante had actually separated in 1962, when Giselle was about 6. However, they remarkably continued to live in the same house for another 6 years to raise Giselle together. Even after Pierre moved across the street and their divorce was finalized in 1979, they remained close friends with Olivia, caring for him before his death from lung cancer in 1998. This dedication from both parents, especially Pierre's intense care during Giselle's teens, profoundly shaped her. Giselle pursued higher education at the Université d'Anvers School of Law, earning a master's degree in French criminal law. After a 3-year legal apprenticeship, she pivoted to journalism, a field familiar through her father. She wrote for prominent French outlets including Paris Match, Elle, and the TV channel Canal+. In her 1987 interview, she spoke frankly about gender-based paid disparities in French journalism at the time. Her work at Paris Match included an article in 1983 titled Les Nouvelles Stars. Giselle's personal life included a publicized relationship with French rock icon Johnny Hallyday from 1987 to 1988. Paris Match even ran a cover story announcing their marriage, though official biographies tend to list it as a partnership. Later, she married Edward Roy Broida, a distinguished art collector, in 2005. He sadly passed away in 2006. Since 2011, Giselle has been married to Andrew Andy Chulak, an accomplished film and television editor known for work on shows like Cheers and Hill Street Blues. Though raised in Paris, Giselle now resides in Malibu, California, maintaining that transatlantic connection. There is no public information suggesting Giselle has children of her own. In her 1987 interview, Giselle reflected on longing for love and recognition, possibly due to perceived lacks in childhood, and expressed a hope for a lasting marriage. Contrasting it with her mother's private life is a total disaster in terms of failed marriages. Yet she also acknowledged Olivia taught her many things and was extremely independent. Today, Giselle Galante Chulak is a significant patron of the arts and education and a dedicated guardian of her mother's legacy. She serves as an honorary trustee for the Museum of Fine Arts, Houston, MFAH, where her late husband Edward Broida made a transformative art bequest. Giselle was instrumental in Olivia de Havilland's centennial film Retrospective at MFAH in 2016, introducing screenings and sharing personal messages from her mother. She and Andy Chulak are also significant benefactors of the American University of Paris, AUUP, where Olivia de Havilland was the first female trustee and where Benjamin Goodrich was an alumnus. They actively participated in the dedication of the Olivia de Havilland Theater at AUP's Montessuie Center for the Arts. Giselle has also publicly supported her mother, attending court hearings for Olivia's lawsuit against FX Networks over her portrayal in Feud and introducing an Oxford lecture by her mother's lawyers on the case. In discussing an auction of Olivia's belongings, Giselle expressed her mother's wish for these items to have a second life with fans, allowing them to remember her legacy. Their stories highlight the diverse paths children of icons can take, one towards privacy and personal fortitude, the other towards public engagement and the active shaping of a celebrated family narrative.